Yeah, net. Or whatever it is, wherever you are. I should probably look at some of the changes. So I think I've got a pretty good. The only thing that really gonna matter to me. Always got loose object. Maybe that doesn't actually clean. uh, server, server, server. This might change the information it sent. It was expert village ID, expert ID. Plus expert ID. So yeah, there seems to be some. So we initialize it there. Clear it if we go to a village instead. Okay, so we can tell the difference based on whether there's a person marker or not. Unfortunately, that destroys the information about which type of expert it is. Unless we go parsing through the message to pull out what it's for. I have to go looking through here to see expert for what and how that's determined. All right, easy one. That we should be able to straight up see in the code. Oh, and we're going to want to prove to be a very volatile feature. All right. So he's using comp expert. I'm pretty sure. Let's see what is this thing? In person? Yeah, I actually made these into constants that are comparable for comps. That's temp. That's temp. I could replace this as well. Since this is going to get called with my constant. Person key. Doesn't actually matter that much. I was just trying to save the string. Wait. Oh, right, because we also use this for babies. That's gonna be actually wrong answer for. All right, well, first step is duration. Hmm. And then if it's not a person, it's a well, which that I could actually put into my permanent entirely, like an entirely separate call. So maybe I should actually make determination elsewhere. Add ancient home. Do a separate add homeland. Don't know the family name. Well, we don't actually for this. I just use it to determine if it's an old one or a current one. If it's abandoned, we consider it an old one. Ugh. Not temporary. So if it's an expert, and person ID is 0. Man, it's gonna be hard to test this. Hard enough getting another person in there. And we have to get another person's homeland. All right, so if person key was text expert and person ID equals 0, add homeland. I might just say expert. Although I guess you could say, well, if we ever do anything in the desert, but doing anything. So here we have map X, map Y, and so hopefully if it's giving that to us, it's a live well. I suppose I put down a well at a great distance. to actually get that to trigger. I would have to. So it's doing this based off of this stuff. There's a message here that we're pretty much ignoring. Parsing out spatial. Look for map meta. You actually have to full speed. I had to hide some of these. If I can get two people in, well, and it likes to do babies first. I could take some person off a ways away. Want to Vogue those. Got one well over there currently. Go a ways away. I'm gonna need to oh, we have not. The target specifies a problem because but we finally finished copying, and we gotta do all our fix up. All right, get this down to just a more recent copy. Oh, we gotta seed it all over the place. Uh. Oh, it did not save my attempted command. Means you're really stuck on that. Nope. Well, not max x, map x. For Sunday. All right, so this is... Yes, this is VOG player, so you're going to need to go away. We technically dug one of those other wells, so hopefully we'll get... Oh, that's a gradient. Well, for gradients, you're... Yeah, so that's a natural spring. So if... Well, I guess establishing homeland is actually just the rocks. Yeah. If you do an action first thing after VOG, something's... I guess I could have put this someplace where it'd be easy. All right, now you want a set of expert for whoever we end up getting here. And now we have to try and force another player. Definitely this. I guess I could actually turn off auto login. Although me being able to see this homeland probably going to be enough. Not be 30 tiles near. Okay, 4. I wonder if the babies per mother setting would help me get... Okay, and you don't have... Oh no, I can probably locate her. Nobody can locate you. It shows up as a well site. And if I go over there... Oh, and then there's the actual homeland. Too close to actually show it. Like, they're right here, dummy. Okay. The only other thing we could do is look for desert, jungle, Arctic. Try to code that back to a not nearly. Oh, I didn't put in the timer adjustment either. Where would that go? This is if it's expert, not if it is. If it's a person. Oh, so the time adjustment. In-person Boolean. Yeah, I think it's effectively text lead, text up. It would have to be down. Flip colors. P dot temporary expire plus equals. So yeah, this is assuming a map. Well, this is where we do set an expiration. I want to do this. Don't need that anymore. It would be a lot of trouble to parse out the biome name. I'd need that. I'd need a translation table from desert, and it was what the heck does the server even use for that? Expert village for. That's a different phrase. That's phrase. This is biome name. Unknown biome. Get bad biome name. Is that a map thing? Special biomes.cp. Which is this server? Right now, the client doesn't even have that data. So I think that's too much. As nice as it being colored was. And location select. Match. That's not a terribly big change. A lot of context. Handle expert is all right, so I think that I had some super wonky stuff with my arrows because I was kind of heck, object search arrows, which don't really where that is, where we are. All right, so if well, I don't have a shovel here. Well, we're popping them between different onions. All the same, every time we do an update, it flashes. So we need a proper way to update that. What did I call that? Sought. Find in map. And I was using temp location set for that. So I either need a different type of locations. I mean, it's sort of not temporary in so much as it's going to stay up there till I stop the search. Well, it's only there when there's something around. But the way I update it, yeah. So we call this find the nearest entry. There is something for updating other types. Update person home update person location slip. That has a person ID. We're only going to have one search at a time. But so I guess it's going to have to be like a temp search, which wouldn't itself have an expiration time per se. Would show up in the temp area. That's a whole other fly. Maybe you make a separate instructor for it. And then it's just if it's blah 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 blah, that its location. I mean, this one could justifiably be its own location slip instance instead of the variable collection. We are set up to just manage a loop of them right now. Oh, we might want a separate color too. Okay, so your temp, update person, update ancient. I mean, this is a kind of variant. You have to add the field for this. Living life. Now, I've had some trouble with uninitialized data before. Get home there. Oh, I have to be, actually, I need to be careful. Some of these, that's location slip. That's location slip. Location slip. Weird. Okay, so you assign temp person. Add regular location slip. Temp home location. Don't update that. Temp location slip. Did I copy this already? No, yeah, this is the real one. Oh, and here we go again. 99, 865. And like all this other junk goes overloading on. There's only one search locations. Um, This is actually doesn't go by location. We don't remove it, we update. Oh, I need to add or update. So it does sort of follow its own rules. Yes, it's either visible or not visible. Updated if it's temporary to get rid of it. I would do a singular search instance. I would have to go and extract all the state up stuff on a per slip basis. Draw already has that, although it might be by index. Yeah, it's by index. We only use the index once, so that could be changed to an instant location. Then we've got, I think there's two state updates. There's visible, not visible. I mean, this actually has a lot of type specific switch offs. And then we do tracking towards position. Um, I think there's some arrow stuff too. As far as the old arrow. Well, how bad is this going to be? Well, the problem is the ad search. We have to see if there is a search slip because we're always going to do that one thing. Something to specifically, if found, last sought. Okay, so we were specifically removing it. So this is almost going to be like that search location slip, update search location slip, which will take one if we need it. Now, I guess I am placing the good search location. processed in the and then we would kind of have one. Well, raw. Expired. Okay, so it's expired if the ETA. I guess if we stopped searching. That location slip bottom. So I don't think we're going to actually use J anytime outside of this. So we could turn this into we pass a location. Then I could grab some other instance. I can also probably set one up that it never gets expired. Actually, temporary slips don't we would just have to do the update in here. All right, so if we do need to make one, it's not a person. It is a search. We'll start with that. The rest of this is all going to come down to update. So that's if we add one. Update person home location. Now there's two different people. Oh wait, this is a regular home location update person. If we can find it. Done. Also, I copied this. Oh, yeah, this, well, but that was this. So if we find it, update it. If we don't, might be where you would set expiration. And then update it whenever it updates. All right, so we don't remove this. Do we even need this? Okay, so that is for arrows. Don't need that. Uh-oh. Oh no. Not your finding map. Oh, but because these are member methods, they have to be declared here. Okay, and there's no in age. Creation time is going to be now. Guess if we get a location update, technically refresh, we might want a different color than indigo. Not a map anymore. And white is mostly for home markers. I almost say home markers should become sapling color, but sapling color is a lot like skin color. I guess white is the most appropriate thing to search. It's all about the stuff over here. Okay, well. Oh, that's right. I have to touch something before that's working. So, I mean, and these still have the closeness. All right, so it's not bouncy bouncy. You don't have the remove thing. That continue to point to the left. So these things are pretty much plain, but it would look just like a home marker. And object arrow. Well, oh, that's the hint thing plus that. a slightly different blue. I mean, there's some of the same blue in there, but it's also darker. Now, if we went really dark, it would be almost black. That would be really terrible for legend. Probably anywhere near the edges is not color. This bright is different and legible, but it's not really this. That's getting a little dark. Now, hint is a word I could see showing up somewhere. Not really a color. Oh, you're just 0. Oh no, that's HTML. I mean, 0. 7. 154, I guess. Floats. I mean, in a perfect world, we'd make that thing look a lot like the arrow itself. That dark color around it. The only way, I mean, I could do something cheesy and like zoom up the hint arrow. That'd make it really pixely though. Well, it's definitely distinct from a map. It's also pretty dark. So that was something like over here. Ah. Like right on top of it. Yeah, so I guess the sides are dark. In this like middle area. A lot like a map. Maybe a little bit lighter? $20 and 4 6 touch something a bit farther away. Oh, we have badly bungled that. A whole lot of red. Interesting little color. Very bright pink. It's still dark. Those aren't actual maps. Maybe just dark enough to be distinguishable. I don't know if there's anything else right now that ever says, okay, we're done. Well, there has to be something that clears the hint arrows. No, not directly. But probably is. Okay, so that solves the flashy problem. We'll probably need to refine the behavior further. Oh, I guess I could have had like text search. That is the flash. If I were to give it its own location. Don't necessarily need this space much. Calculating this could be a little bit tricky. I found that things along the sides are a little bit harder to navigate with. It's technically a lot of colors are possible because of the follower system. I don't know if there's anything that's going to be totally unusual. Okay, so that will expire if there's no anything there. Now, if we assume that we only have a sought object when this filter is up, well, we have a layering problem then, because generally speaking, I believe that temporary markers will go behind, I don't know. Seems like there's something that we run into here. Or I'd sometimes get a really long thing on my. Oh, had it for a moment. Thing? Yeah, it's pretty close. And those currently go behind there. So that would actually have to be, that's not just picking a location. Actually have to be completely separate draw layer wise, at which point you're almost back to having update functions for the location slips again. A separate little instance for search. I don't think I need any other context from those functions. I've been kind of doing. I could perhaps pull all those functions down. It'd have to be member function. I don't know if I want to mess with that. Old arrows push back. Current arrow. We go through the old arrows, clear out any expired one. Add one. Up arrow. Oh, are these different old arrows? Old hint arrow. Push old hint arrow. Which takes an index. Oh, once we're in old hint arrows, I think it's just gonna need this thing. Anywhere. Where does this happen? That bounce when target. Last hint, last thought. So we don't have a comparison on. Not equal target pause, less. That bounce. All right. The last thought object pause is there. Who's doing that in the draw code? So all the old arrow code is going to be based around. Yeah, you're in draw. You calculated, we move it up, we do the target position. Well, I might want a function for it. But we could redo this stuff. Hmm. Actually, my position is probably that position. Whereas the last hint target position is apparently it is relenting it. Oh, this is probably a floating point. For all that matters. When we would detect it. We have to go through all the pixel calculations, say we're an old arrow. So that's old hint arrow. This is the regular arrow sprite. That's regular hint arrow. Find in map. Was it last thought object pause? Yeah, okay. I actually didn't. Then we just do this. Draw there. Oh, got all this. Hmm. Find in map. Every time we find something, we're going to update that. Well, so our change detection is actually going to be based on this. And then if that comes to pass, then we have to do all of this. No, so that was the card that reset bounce when target changes. The last hint. That's the old hint arrow. That's really all I wanted. Oh wait, push old hint arrow. Okay, so we don't need target pop. I have to look into this. Push old hint arrow. Current fade. Thought object pointer fade. Last dot object pause. Dot object bounce. Fade. And then we set and dot bounce. Wait. Oh. I was just making sure that it was on. Well, let's look at that separately. And I probably have to do something here if there was a pointer active. That may have sort of just happened as part of the drawing code. Like, oh, well, it was there and it's not. I'm going to need something with two objects there, or several objects. Okay, so that kindling load. Heck. No, it's flat rock. Is this triggering mine? That seems pretty darn instant to me. That's just from a change of location. Drawing it. It's less. Take it up. Then the old arrows would take it. So I might not need that. And then this, so yeah, so we've kind of got two conditions that would do. No, actually, that. And I don't know that we need this. No, see, that will still clear it. Flat rock. I guess it could just be really fast. Try. You see, I'm not sure what's me, what's them right. Okay. That's pretty fast. I guess what I need to do is to find all of these things. Six times frame rate factor. Probably more than one delta rate. I also have to do this for old hint arrow. Twice as fast as fade in. And I need to get more water. I'll be back. Oh man, yeah, that's totally overlapped. No clue which is which. And with only controller for precision. We did it! There we go. It's a landing pad.
We'll digest it. This is it. This is it. This is the one.
Welcome back. I guess I'm looking at mine. So we could do like flint. Oh, is it still fading in? Maybe that's too slow? Okay, so there's that one. Yeah, that's not that's visibly slow, but not super slow. Maybe I can't search for that because I can't. No, I've broken something. Arrows now. Okay, not the only 600. There was that change. Also didn't just outright set it to 1, which change and completely changed the logic. Yeah, okay, so I broke something else. It's probably fine. Uh, okay. There's the slow bounce. Was it that? Now, draw is supposed to be manipulating the fade. Just try something to see that it's there. But it only processes the fade if the fade is already greater than 0. Right, every time it finds it. I'm not sure why it's continually searching there. Sets it. Hmm. M hint. Ah, geez. Arrow. Last hint, target, fade. Must be the old arrows. Old hint. Thought object. Current hint, target pointer, fade. Do you not use that isn't a. Oh, I may have done that to skip it when it wasn't drawn. Kind of have one set of conditions. Okay. Maybe I just have to do like 0.00000001. I only want to do that if it was just to get it started. Oh, okay. So I also need to do that whenever it changes target, similar to what they had above. If found are not equal. Actually, that might take care of it, but that not. And target changes. Now, in the not found case, good. I was using this as I should be. Um, what makes the M int O sprite? Oh, okay, so the old arrows handle fading out. Target point. Theta is greater than 0, push it. So I guess I think we create a condition for that when target changes. Arrow less than 1. So when we go to draw, it has if current target hint object is greater than 0. There's a condition where you so not object pointer fade. I guess I was trying to use a quick version of that. But if it's not found, we do want to fade out of the arrow that fades. I guess that's another conditional. Because this if found and we're changing. else. Oh, greater than 0, then clear this. That's only if it was visible. It doesn't. How fast? Which makes this start to look better as the fun. One makes it go up and visible. It's not found or up. No, that's only if it's not found. Not found. Found a new one. Restart it. If we have a old one, don't have one, then it. Okay, there's still no fade in on that. In fact, there's no fade out either. Something's still borked. So that's going instantly to full. The bounce is slow, but it's going instantly to full fade. Wait. Must not hit save. Fades in. That fades in. Right, because it's based on. You're not getting old hint. And is this a general problem or is this specifically how I'm adding? So, yeah, what were we doing? Oh, okay. I guess he won't point to that flint, or maybe we have to that one. So I'm doing this thing, doing that thing. Yeah, no, those fade out. Not a general problem with the old arrows. Don't really care about the bounce. I guess the position could be off. Right there. Dot object cause dot x, y. That's something. So I'm searching. Well, that's wait. Maybe I still hadn't saved properly. Oh, you know what? Some of these are. Some of these are his. This doesn't involve straight up flat rocks. So what's the log say? 0, 0, 0. Why is my... Okay, so maybe that was just some startup. Those are all the types we should have been putting in a hint here. And for whatever reason, nothing happened. Oh, I might not be able. So that's kind of the draw and the update. They've got some extra special stuff in there. Nope. Still vanishes. What the heck? I haven't put anything to verify we're actually running this code. I don't see why we wouldn't be running this code. Guess I need to actually make this. We're printing it out and it's greater than 0. We ought to be going through this. Zero, 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 zero. We're not surprised it didn't go into old. All right, all the numbers come through. Placement. What the heck? That's bright, not taking a photo. Can't do that. I'm putting in the wrong location. You wanted... I'll just be being dumb. You wanted pixel location. Just pulling from that. Target pause. Actually, I was thinking I needed this, and I was like, oh, I don't need that. Finding map. How are you doing? Oh, and I had a plumbing leak the other day. Patched, get properly fixed. So if we do not that, I think these should already be rounded. Actually, rather, we don't need this. This is M. No, this should be. There's another version of this from my code. I just it, where I just do this. I think it processes about separately for that. It's all trying to put those back at the origin of the world. If I was actually operating around there, I probably would have seen them showing up in weird places. Okay. Now they fade back out. And we should be able to turn the timers back up. The world issues. No? I could maybe look at One Life. It's one of the better ones. Like coding and Slay the Spire seem pretty flat. Uh, that would be Saturday. Saturday. Ah, if anything, it's worse. Yeah, I mean, they might be going somewhere. But I'm like, this isn't a terribly general purpose. Well, there could still be weird effects with this because my old arrows will get it affected by. Well, I guess if there was some arrow showing there, then that's. But dead of age anyway. All right, so we've got just a little bit of fade on them. Don't have any color that'd be better. It was a little bit dark, but I actually need like a whole separate draw loop to go somewhere else. Now I guess I could do run through and draw, search, draw, non-search. It'd be two loops, but I wouldn't have to mess with all the rest of the stuff. We are at the top. A part of our object search. If we went, oh, this kind of touches on. Okay, so I think that is. That looks like save field. To find where it's doing. Okay, so there's hint sheet. Thanks for the bit. Hmm. I don't know if my alerts aren't working or if I don't care about bits. I had a stuff the other day. Looks I moved on to others. I should change. Want oh, maybe that woke it up. Maybe they don't really watch unless you've got the dashboard open. Oh, okay. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I didn't hear the sound effect, but maybe I was focusing. Well, no, actually, interesting. The dashboard has that one, but not this one. Huh. Weird. Or rather, it has the snowman, but not the one that actually triggered an alert. So figure that one out. Maybe it's like an off by one error somewhere. Like one kind of gets buffered somewhere. And it actually pushed out the new ones. Maybe it's just the first alert every stream. Huh. And the dashboard is like one behind. That's fine. Yep, there we go. Okay, so that is showing the new one. Still not the first one. And the fox has disappeared. So yeah, it's like the first one disappears. The second one gets hidden here, but then starts pushing through. The on-stream alerts seem to be they lose the first one. And the dashboard like loses the second? Yeah? It's feeling pretty normal. The on-stream alerts lose the first one, the event feed this, I guess. Well, oh yeah, or the fox is some special thing. Orgo. Yeah, what's that from? That doesn't seem like it's a. Oh, that one came through. Like it's a. I mean, maybe it's like one of the really top partner streamers or something. Tab message. Want to be. Well, that actually goes up top. Oh, so there's the tutorial sheet. Above that, starving. Gum slip. Maybe the search? No, maybe above that. Shh. Hey, yes, the Viking. How's it going? It making? Translate making. Last hint filters. That's turned off. Filter is something. Oh, which actually I think this is probably for one of my patches. Uh Not an emote. So this one did not alert. And then there was another fox in here that didn't show up. It doesn't show up in this feed. So they've got a startup error, two different startup errors in their alert system. Something around the first entry. The first entry causes the second to disappear, and then first one doesn't actually show up as an alert. Oh yeah, I can probably put it to something. Okay, so this is all new stuff, and I don't really need. Thanks for the bit. Yep. Well, it's not that emote. Those are showing up, but it was one of those. Yes. Oh yes, I keep saying fox. It's a since it's corgo, it's corgi. Yeah. So what is that one from? Ah, uh, just a random bit emote. Yeah. Unfortunately, you can only break it to start a stream right now. This is Muxy. They've if we go well, actually, since I've logged in, it might not might try to redirect me to the dashboard. They've moved on to extensions and stuff, so the alerts platform is kind of just until it breaks too much, I guess. I can't think of quite the right term. But yeah, so you've got like that off by one error there. I can't use they've got a little local app that can update. Oh, I didn't know you could cheer. Oh no, yeah, that's for some reason when I saw that I was thinking of this one, which is almost certainly not cheerable. Yeah, but I guess that's for like you died, here's some bits. Oh wait, oh yeah, when it animates. I think at higher tiers like an arm bursts out and stuff. That's like it trying to get out. Oh yeah, I saw those come through. I hadn't actually seen them in live chat yet. And yeah, this doesn't show animated. I mean, this does kind of go out to the frame a little bit because they've got ground. I mean, that makes it seem a little bit bigger. Probably this just has some transparent area around it, so you've got room to wiggle around and animate. Yeah, well, man, that's okay. If I wanted a perfectly quiet environment, I wouldn't be streaming. One needs to talk to some people every once in a while. Okay, so we've got that loop. We have to put something that like modified the previous patch. So that's 1064, and then we're making. So this is where we draw the hint filter. Yeah, so there's last sheet, hint. Let's get num finds the string, which then gets drawn. Step. Active. Get num hints. So just right directly. Maybe this gets used somewhere else. Hint message. That's drop. That's only a little bit up. Commercial break. Experimented with it a little bit up front. I try to do it at the beginning for anybody coming in right away. But it's like a fraction of a cent. And you must have had a lot of viewers to get that much. Yeah, that might actually do something. I mean, it's like there's still what, like $1 from uh just the random pre-rolls throughout the month, but I don't know. It doesn't seem worth bothering people for pennies. The flip side is that if it does become worth it, then you're bothering a lot more people. Yeah, it's more than nothing. All right, so now number 4, I didn't actually have to look up the location slip. Look up a property of it, I am going to have to. Well, yeah, but I mean, there's nobody asking for, there's not anybody pounding down the door for commercials. Uh, I mean, I guess it's something going on when I'm on a break or something, but then that only covers a tiny portion of the stream. That's the other thing. It's like the 30 seconds is like 10 minutes off, which I just don't take that many breaks. I mean, I guess I could see it maybe if you're doing, I don't know, like what, like the battle royales or one of the card game matches, you might be able to kind of do things in between rounds. I mean, probably the fastest thing I play is 1 hour 1 life, and I don't think you can stack up an hour. Slay the Spire, I guess you could do. There's between battles, but I don't think the battles are that long. I don't think they're 10 minutes. Well, it's going to depend. I guess if you go count some of the other things, so it's what, like 50 floors, 50 something, and I think it takes me. Well, yeah, I should be taking more breaks in there. So that doesn't seem right. 0.5, 2.5 hours, 150. Well, not all of them are fights. You'd have to do it like every couple of fights. That seems more reasonable for a lot of the small ones. Maybe after an elite. Yeah, I guess I used to have Stay Hydrated bot every once in a while. Every once. Well, yeah, that's only 3 times in a, which that's like less than an hour at the pace I go. I should probably just try before I go to too much trouble to move. All right, so this still needs testing. I'm probably going to forget some things. We kind of have well location. I'm not sure what to do with that. That's kind of approaching testing. Settings. I guess that's just kind of grunt work. Stream points. Oh, yeah. I don't have really good ideas for what to do with those. I've heard of a few things. I think part of it is like some of them are game specific, but I don't only play one game. So then you've kind of got this weird thing. And what if somebody redeems it? You have to go in there and edit your points before every stream. Seems like a lot of trouble for not a lot of. Uh, yeah, I don't. I mean, there's probably no API for that yet because it's so new. Bits leaderboard, an extension you could do bit trends. I'm pretty sure that the API for that is going to be down the line. Yeah, new features like that, they tend to get the feature out and running under normal circumstances, and then maybe they like kind of get a sense for what people are asking for. I'm still dealing with this problem. At least this thing was still kind of. I almost got the easy stuff done for this, and then we've got the hard thing. All right, so this probably not terrible hard, but I don't want to notice. Marker sprites objects. Remember exactly what all these things are. So we pulled out the heart sprite. We pulled out the old ball sprite. Pulled out the Gosling. Did I actually all that bugging? Not. And it's mostly going to be, it's either object bank or got heart, we've got gold ball, we've got that, and I think, oh, and sweat drop. And then there's the object number for the Gosling. Yeah, new player object and hard coded. So that's just a number. That is thing, although I have to get it over this module. Do you? No, you don't do any setting stuff. Although this is just a Boolean, right? And we do kind of pick this position and stuff based. Could just that like draw with head object. I don't know. Actually, well, it might be part of it. Clothing dot hat. Yeah, so it's got its own built-in op. There is in space for a hat to contain things. I guess I've seen mods using no life carrying pole, presume as a hat. All right, so that is I built that into something else. That part of show close. Oh, show new players. Okay, yeah, so working on that will sort of end up hitting, well, there's the data transfer side of it, which is that these actually have, well, family has a number. The heart, the gold is probably just that animation, that animation, that animation. Although some of these do have right. You can probably be used for graves to draw. Yes, because those can be used for graves. Which ultimately probably ends up doing So he's got badge and badge color. So maybe that's more of a one-off method called a bigger step. It's a little bit annoying because you have to already got the variable for the one. Some of them will actually involve loading graphics. So that's the easy one. Static is actually fine if we have bank.h. All right. Yeah, the other's actually going to be a little bit hairier just because there's some write loading involved there. I've currently got a 01 flag. The settings flag could be the. I do need to take a short break. I'll be back in a little bit. Ammonium factory. Okay, so that's still having issues. Man, the rover. Just bloop, 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 bloop. Actually, you know what? I thought I was able to. No, I guess I gotta have a thing that's appearing. Anyway. Oh, that counted as. Are you kidding me? That counted as. Let's see if I can make these. Switch back to normal mode. Okay, I don't have a lot of control over it, but.
He's one of the most dependable people in our colony. Old Dick Reddy. Good old Dick Reddy. So yeah, I can click these people. Just it looks like just to get information. I can't like right click to move them.
Jump! Woo! Jump! Jump! This is great! It's jump rope! Yeah!
I don't even know what we're doing. But if you think it's fun, I'll just humor you.
No, I did not think about that. I am not even used to thinking about that. All right, so that's the header file. I didn't know that it was like you want to see some ads now. In other words, talk of. Uh, what is the? Or maybe I don't actually have the setting. Up there. That's unique. Uh, yeah, that was. I was kind of. The way this is set up, you pretty much have to go in, add a button. There you go. Because I guess I don't actually. I know that the old thing had a thing that was like some people might actually have ads off. All right. Okay. So, well, that says it's done. I don't know about stream delay. Really? Well, it was supposed to be a 30-second ad break, but they didn't have that queued up. I want show new players. Now, if I did this, no, but the button says run 30-second ad break. And the other one, the one I normally have is 90-second ad break because that's closer to my typical get up and refill water and all the other stuff I might do during a longer break. Yeah. There's probably some out there, but I guess if I needed mode ideas, then there's a hole to be filled there. I think you can do up to 3 minutes. Yeah, 180. 180 seconds. Right. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to use the same file here because all happen to be one object per. But I wouldn't want, if it was like ended up being multiple objects, I wouldn't want to like set them all to 0 or anything weird. Now, I don't actually need this object outside of passing it to. Outside. No, it's not a show. pre-roll. So pre-roll ads are when someone first clicks into a stream, they will very often get an ad before they see the actual. So the thing about pre-roll ads disabled is you don't get ads before into the. If someone then comes in, they don't get ads for. Like there's 6 minutes and 30 seconds left from the one ad I did. It's like every 30 seconds gets you 10 minutes off, I think. And it says up to 3 minutes. That's well, I guess that's 20 per 20 per minute. I don't know, I guess you could get an hour for a 3 minute. If I wanted to take a long break between 1 hour 1 lives, I could maybe get the pre-roll off. I mean, I'd be hitting people with like 6 3-minute ad breaks. But maybe that's a little incentive for well, I normally only break every 2. Like, I'm gonna move around, you should move around too. Are there any other object IDs here? There might be on the server side. Okay, so that looks like an object ID, so it's just name of thing. Emotes, so it's just a bunch of object IDs. Object. That would just be like new player. Mm, and the default value for that, 1255. Right, so I guess the way we test this is we set it back to always draw. Where's the new? Oh, because I'm on a file. You wouldn't make a new file on a file. Well, 55. Oh, and then when we're going to actually want to pick something else for a test. Uh, And then we need to go into. Okay, we're in living life play. Set animation, new player. Yeah, so there's a couple places this shows up, for held and other things. Forget what it actually. Or like when you're writing and not writing. I'm not sure which one is actually like fault. Oh, I forgot to change matches. I think we can back. Okay, that's still a Gosling. So that not work as we wanted it. That's the right flag. There's our default value. Player marker object. Oop, maker object. Oh, these are so. Okay, that seems to override it. And the default was 1255. That has to go there. Now this is where I might want to actually. Oh, and we're still in test mode. Don't want that. So that is technically fell under show close family. Wide path. Now I don't know about new files. And go to. I probably could have just added it all and then done it. Hmm. Let me refresh that. File in there. All right. Do I want to tackle the other? So I've got file reference, got load. When does animation bank start? Relative to setting. So that happens in game. That's part of our initial loading step. Channel point for RAN and ad break. Wait a minute, you got channel points, or you're setting up a channel point to run an ad break? Okay. So did you find that in somebody else's channel, or is that an idea? Like, hey, streamer, you should take a break? Ah, okay. I mean, that would put it somewhat in the view control, although it's any one viewer, but I guess been hanging around. Okay. So I could push it into game. Does settings stuff. Start. Like one. Uh, no, this is my own little private mod. The patches are published if anybody else wants to riff off it or use it. Oh no, this game is by Jason Rohr. No, it is a one man developer, which some people wish he would get some help since it's been moderately successful, just as you can kind of get through more bugs and art and content in general. But he makes the source available, so me and other people can hack on it, which, since it's all C++, is kind of the only way to do anything like modding it. So if I got those settings here, ooh. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever really done an Android. A little bit of iOS stuff a long, long time ago. Ah, okay. So UI kit, does that mean is this kind of with buttons and stuff? Or is there sufficient drawing in there to do some basic thing? Trader. Okay, so yeah, you just kind of do resource prices and stuff. So if we get this in before we load, okay. So if it's linkable, that sounds like it's making some pretty good progress. Or maybe making means and it's out and still updating. So this scroll. Okay, yep. Basic. There are some graphics. Ah, okay. So it does have a precedent. Okay, so it was sort of based on something else, or something that did have more of a game present. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, FTL from what I've seen was a little bit more roguelike, but having a trade layer on top of that sounds intriguing. So bank start. Progress equals send bank finish. Now, only thing we have, only question we have here. If progress equals 1.0, set current progress 0. The planetary annihilation had current UI, which is basically embedded Chromium, as their entire front end. That was a lot of JavaScript. But the unit definition is JSON. So anytime I would do any kind of UI mod or that unit mod, I would set up at the time I was using Grunt essentially to load up the base JSON, perform, programmatic modifications of it as JavaScript objects, and then write that back out. So, if whenever there was a base game update, I could just kind of rerun the process. You could also do calculated changes. Like I did one that was making everything require ammo. So I would base the amount of ammo or power draw on their damage and stuff. Well, not entirely. I mean, technically, somebody had a mod that wanted to watch your password and ship it off. The new owner is a bit stricter about the mod ecosystem, I think. Well, yeah, and actually, the primary purpose between and some of those experiences that the had storage units storing excess resources, and they almost never get used. So that was, as much as anything, an exercise in redefining the energy ecosystem so that you wanted that big storage so that when you got into a firefight, you'd have that to be able to fight for a while. So otherwise, you're just kind of doing everything continuously, and there's not a whole lot of, ups and downs and spikes. I mean, there are a few scenarios where you would do that, but it was a pretty unusual thing to finish on and start in their step. Yeah. So if we were to do this, we've also got the string. Unless for sprites, I didn't do numbers and I instead did paths. Now, this is probably load sprite base versus doing mouth shape. Mouth shape files, get full file name. Thanks for the bits. Ah, okay. Cool. Yeah, I should probably eat lunch soon. I'm kind of trying to figure out how much trouble this is. I want to deal with it right hand. Mouth shape file. Is that like a directory that has all the probably a thing? Nope, other kind of faces. Maybe this is a processed thing? Maybe this is old. Oh, maybe this is from the video where his character was kind of talking with. So this might actually be more of a sprite bank thing. Or is load sprite from raw TGA data. First, load sprite image. Okay, so this is an image from an ID. Now get sprite record. Well, these are in fact sprites from the game. So maybe they're already loaded? Of course, what's in a sprite record? Gonna have things that would affect my drawing. Tag, max extension, width. No, there's a center offset. Right, so Get sprite record. They're like a draw sprite? Yeah. Minor gems thing. There's object bank. Okay, so that is right handle. So that is going to involve like all of the properties of right. I might still be able to that. In object sprites I. All right, so this is not going to be used here. Uh, 88. This is going to leak for now. And is it %p? Now I was loading a file before. I think. No, it's free sprite. No, that gets the sprite from the sprite bank. Is the sprite bank loaded at this point? Oh, and I had gone up. That would be roughly where we're working right now. All right, so I just need to close the log file. Okay, that looks like it got, in fact, got a pointer. I might just be. Now, I may have been thinking about paths. So that you could just specify a graphic. Code sprite base that I'm now just there is some metadata here. But then this is actually this stuff. Actually, right ID. Maybe I don't have to actually. We only do this once. Maybe every loop hits that. Object sprites I. Okay, maybe it does. Then you got a special override for mouth shapes, then everything else. It ends up hitting this. Oh no, that was a special sprite thing. Probably, maybe, oop. Object bank. Get sprite. Well, once again, you only need object sprite's eye. That is the standard loop for that. Sprite hit. It's sprite record. I mean, it's just a array lookup with a range check. That actually would streamline things a bit. I wouldn't have to worry about freeing these explicitly. Yeah, I think I was doing this with the idea it'd be you could replace it with a graphic key. These are not going to be well, this may have been enough was Yeah, so these are sprites versus object. So conceivably, I could do similar to emotions and have one file with multiple lines. Well, thank you. I am really wondering if I should just go though, because I'm kind of going a little bit late here. Like this is kind of straightforward, but also kind of unusual relative to what I was doing before. So actually this, if I've got people watching, just me, it's not much grade. Oh, so there's get sprite versus get sprite record. That sprite handle. Hmm. Well, is in fact what goes into draw sprite. That is what goes into draw sprite. Get sprite record. What we use. This is going to be a name conflict as is. I never did check it for null before. But drop sprite. The idea is it would actually replace that variable. And gold ball. Okay. So if we then drop, you drop all this, we'll have to check the diff later. If some lines are lying around. We don't have to free sprites. Oh, I've got my variable declaration somewhere. Yep, static sprite handle. All right. In theory, a wet would be sufficient proof. I feel like the sprite itself has a built-in offset somewhere. Uh, there's a 4 minus 3. I need to know what that means. File name, a raw from buffer. I need the, I guess it's text, sprite number, file name text, meta file. In tag. Okay, so name won't flag that. In fact, XY offset. Whereas I positioned mine. Kind of arbitrary. I used 0, 10. You are 4 minus 3. We would have to do -4, 7. This won't necessarily work with it. And I think that these, yeah, I could maybe use the sprite system by like finding an unused number if there was one, and specify my offsets there. That looks off still, so it must be like located differently with when you have a metadata and when you don't. Maybe it is being automatically offset by the center of the graphic in one case. It's way too far down. Not sure about the over. Uh, so this is going to be something that's going to crop up with all of the forms of sprite loading. There is H. Rotated and drawn. Draw sprite. There's so that's probably the center offset that's try to rotate it. Yeah, okay, so this is the part where it becomes not clean. And we have to investigate exactly how all the coordinates map. And do print debugging on what's this? What does it look like if I do sprite base? Sprite base. Somewhere in there you could see the code that it's doing versus what like load sprite base or get sprite base, whichever it was. Well, it's more of a patch. All right, so that should be back to normal. Series, we want to go to object search. And properly speaking, I guess if I don't expect the updates, then I could just kind of wait till next release. And I do a build for me this afternoon after I eat lunch. Time for me to do. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the bits. Let me see what's going on. Loading up. Back to see. Feel that before. Someplace cool to hang out. Yes, let's get using the fact working on his Android game. Thanks for hanging. Bye. And oop. And that's my